0, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, 3, 4, and now 5. If you can't tell, I've been getting into the Yakuza series since 2021. The games are either great or average at best. But the 5th game had an interesting history. It was originally released in Japan in late 2012, but wouldn't come to America until 2015. After several weeks of doing crazy shit, it's Yakuza 5. Let's discuss the story. Like in most Yakuza games, it usually involves the Tojo clan and sometimes the Omi Alliance, and once again, they're at war over the death of series staple Goro Majime and the disappearance of Daigo Dejima. And this game is set up in parts like in Yakuza 4, but this time you have 5 different playable characters, and each with their own problems that end up relating to the main issues here. Kurui is now a taxi driver away from the orphanage. Seijima broke out of prison and gone hunting. Haruka got the spotlight for the first time, in which she is looking to be an idol star, and Akiyama gets involved as well. And new to the series is Shintara, who used to be a baseball player but got involved in a scandal that resulted in the end of his career, and it's up to him to fix it up. And later on, these characters get together and fix their problems. But that's not all, since the game wants to share an idea, and it's about dreams, with its importance and how the bonds you made along the way will help you achieve them. The game done a fantastic job at teaching the lesson, but it also affects the characters that will give them major character development, including side characters such as Baba and main characters such as Haruka, Seijima, and a few others. In conclusion, they did a surprisingly better job to the story, especially at the end. The gameplay is usually the typical gameplay you can expect from Yakuza, a 3D brawler with unique combos and heat moves, and each character has its own playstyle. I've done a few reviews on the series that goes into detail about the combat, but there are a few new details I'll explain here. The orb system from Yakuza 4 returned, but you have the option to automatically add them, which is pretty unique. And finally, normal battles don't have a text box before they start. You could explore many new parts of Japan than just Kamurocho. Heck, it only appears very late in the game, but it's only there for plot reasons. And most playable characters have a side quest stuff that gives them something else to do but makes sense in the context of their overall setting. Kurui has driving, Majime goes hunting, and Shintara has baseball. But a major new feature in this game is the introduction of a series staple character, Haruka, as a playable character for the first time. Most likely due to cultural reasons, she has a different playstyle in terms of these dance battles, but it makes sense in terms of her plot in the game. These are mostly rhythm games with you having to press buttons in a certain direction, or in special gameplay moments, you can just press the buttons into the beat of the song. Over time, these are pretty fun, and I'll say it's basically the Kingdom Hearts chain of memories for the Yakuza series. Different gameplay, but consider it a part of the main story. It's also good on its own, and that's why it's kind of cool. It's pretty fun, but also helps break up the gameplay a bit because it gets pretty long for this type of game. And one more thing, I would like to talk about the final battles before the game. I won't go into detail, but these boss fights are amazingly put together. If I gotta criticize something about the game, some of the characters feel wonky in terms of how they play, but you'll get used to it over time. But I personally think that this is the best gameplay of the games 3 to 5, even if the game gets somewhat long. Graphically, this game looks standard, but I did notice a few glitchy moments near the end of the game. Honestly, I feel like this game is an amazing Yakuza game, and maybe I'll put it on the same level as Yakuza 0 and Yakuza Kiwami 2 in terms of how great it is. Highly recommend this game. 8.8 out of 10.